All right, people, here we go. We got with us the one and the only Mattias Adolfsson, fantastic master illustrator, straight out of Sweden. I really appreciate you being here and taking the time to speak with me. Welcome. Thank you for that. Thank you for taking the time.
Of course, thank you.
Recording in
I,
progress.
I am so happy that. Oh, I'm sorry. I just showed that we're recording, which is fantastic. I came across your artwork and it just like struck me like a lightning bolt. And of course, I'm an artist too. And then I started to look into it, look into your background, and I was so excited. And I have one of your books right here, and I'll be showing it. And I really like everything about it. I guess when I was a child, one of my favorite illustrators was a man named Richard Scarry. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he
Yeah,
did.
he's part of my youth as well. So we
Yes,
had this
yes.
book. Yeah,
Yes. Now, of course, the tremendous amount of world building that you do and the creation of the storylines and the intricacy of all of your illustrations reminded me of Richard Scarry to some extent. And it was it allowed me to embrace it like very quickly. And it felt like something that it was an old, you're an old friend from my childhood. And do you get
okay.
that? Do you get that very often?
Sometimes, but yeah, uh, yeah,
No, it's
sometimes.
No, it's fantastic. And of course, I got a whole bunch of notes right here. I went through a whole bunch of your other interviews, and they're all fantastic. I put them all the links for Matthias down in the description below. A link to his website where you can also buy the books, the prints, all that good stuff down there. You can also do a online workshop, which we can touch briefly upon later. But what I'd like to ask you initially is. When did you realize you were creative? I know all children are creative when they're children, but when did it dawn on you that hey, I'm creative?
Uh, I don't think it never happened that way. I have never thought in those.
In those terms?
Uh, no, it's more like uh, to be able to work in this field was not something that I even thought was possible. So I just did it because I enjoyed it so much. So I didn't really think about I'm creative. I kind of, in some sense, got a sense that I'm not like the other kids maybe because I could just go into my own world. But I never really thought about the creativity part. I think it's just something I am, or something that is part of me, I guess.
So for you, was it always just primarily about escaping into your own imagination and your old world of characters and how you saw the reality? I guess.
I don't think it is. It was. I'm kind of pretty normal youth, childhood, so I didn't really think about it then as well. I kind of I just continued drawing. Everybody stopped, and I continued. I guess so.
Now I know that you
Uh,
said that your mother and your father are very supportive, and your mother has a background in graphic design or illustration or something like that. And
yeah,
so,
yeah,
did she play a significant influence in fostering your love for illustration or drawing, or did she buy
yeah,
you
yeah,
sketchbooks and all that?
yeah. She bought us pens and really put. And we went to art exhibition and stuff like that. But when it came to choosing it as an occupation, my mother, it's not possible to make a living because she never did. So uh, first it was helpful, but then it kind of
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
No,
she
my
wasn't that there. But for me, I think it was good for me not to start out as an illustrator directly from the get-go when I was young. For me, maybe the long way was better. I'm not sure. I don't think I could have managed uh, to make that impact if I started in when I was 20. I don't think that would be possible before the internet stuff. So
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that artists have to fill their cup up first, their cup of experience of life and understanding and absorbing the world.
Yeah,
Now it's funny because my mom also did the same thing. She bought me a whole bunch of sketchbooks,
yeah.
and you were encouraged to go into engineering. Were you not?
Yeah, yeah. No, I was really good at math and physics and stuff like that, so it was an easy choice. I wasn't that. Maybe if I had chosen a subject that was more pure science, I might have become a scientist instead.
Yeah, yeah.
I chose like mechanical engineering, and it was not something I was really that interested. I enjoyed the math, but not the actual. Uh, we did a lot of like iron, how iron is produced, and
Yes,
I
yes,
didn't
yes.
really.
Very, very
Yeah,
dry. Yeah, very dry. Now,
yeah, very dry. Yeah,
it's very significant because that's the exact same path that I went. I became an engineer as well, and I
yeah,
worked in the engineering field, and then I became an artist. And so I thought,
yeah,
wow, that's incredible. It's very similar. And I know that you went and you went to architecture. You considered that for a time period. And
yeah.
I remember in one of your interviews, you said that you thought it was interesting that. Your friends moved on and you moved on. You became successful doing what you do, and you make imagination and fantastic art. But they make huge buildings, and perhaps you thought that maybe that was a more adult what they did. Uh, can you elaborate on that perhaps a little bit?
No, I think at heart, I'm still a child. So
Yes, yes.
everything I do, it's just I work exactly the same way I did as a child. So my whole career has been some kind of trying to escape adulthood,
Yeah.
and yeah. So it's not something I want to be a child, but I would what I do when I draw, I kind of play. So make to be able to do that is just wonderful. So
No,
and I think I've been really lucky.
I completely understand what you're saying. When I look at your artwork, I know that it's very easy to compare it to youth and to, like you said, a child. But to me, it's you're capturing the purity of imagination and the purity of how we as people came into the world before the world kind of put its imprint upon us, so to speak. And through one of your interviews, I saw that you were inspired by the Celtic knot and how you layer your images. And that's one of the very significant things about your artwork that grabbed me immediately was the fact that I could tell that you were inviting the viewer to participate in the illustration. Is that something that just came natural to you, or did it develop over time?
I think it developed over time. Um, I put very little energy into kind of soul searching what I do. It's just something I do, and I don't really um, think that much about it because it's for me it's just the way I do anything. And I think if I it's like trying to explain a joke. It's
Yeah, yeah.
almost kind of it, it makes a joke not funny. So and if I try to think about my way of creative stuff, maybe
No,
the
I
magic
completely.
will appear. I'm not
I
sure.
I agree with you. I think that I've thought that perhaps art is the reflection of the conversation or experience that the artist has as they're creating, and it allows the viewer to participate in some small way with that process. And I know that, like for example, like when you've explained a lot of times, you kind of get into the zone, or you use
Yeah.
music perhaps to spark that energetic channeling of the creation, and you just kind of lock in. And do you find that when did you realize that you were able to go through that portal, so to speak, and become a creator? Was that earlier
Uh,
on?
no. Uh, uh, I think it's pretty recent that that I think about it in those like it's
In
a
those terms.
portal or it's and also this way of getting into the flow state
Yeah.
because you have to kind of prior to getting it, when it really everything just feels easy. You have to do the heavy lifting. You have to do a lot of bad drawings, I guess, until it's kind of snaps in, and you don't really have to think that much about the actual process of drawing or creative stuff. But it's not always that I get into that flow sense. Sometimes it just I often say that each morning is like the first thought I have in, oh, I can't draw. I can't draw. But, yeah, but every day I have to, no, 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 it's okay. You can draw.
Yeah.
You start from zero each day.
Yeah. You have to break that barrier, don't you?
Yeah.
Did you always draw in this style? Like when you were younger, did you draw in this style, or did your style evolve?
No, I think the kind of the blueprint was there from the beginning. It just kind of a steady process of getting more refined, I would say. So yeah, I would say that more or less it was there from the beginning. I started having sketchbooks while I was studying architecture, and so the kind of seed of what I'm doing now is in those books. I used to be more like I had some thought about being a comic.
Yes.
I had the natural wit and stuff like that. So I had very easy for me to make people laugh. So I think I kind of transported that thing into my drawings instead. The sense of I want drawings to be funny, but I don't want it to be easily funny, but just there are some fun.
Yeah, it's an invitation for the viewer to kind of get into it like a spider web, and they kind of get wrapped more and more and more, and before you know it, you're really addicted to looking at your drawings. Like I've gone through this book already several times. I got several little note cards here to show off, and it's a tremendous book. I also got my Heritage Pilot 92 pen right here.
Nice.
Yes. My favorite as well, and I know that's one of the ones that you use with the broad nib.
Yeah.
And what was it about fountain pens? Was it just the ease of being able to do it while you were also an architectural student, and you just kind of it clicked with you?
I think a lot of my like heroes worked with ink pens, like Tove Jansson and a lot of the early artists from the early 1900s. They used like ink pens, and I started out using like dip pens, but I found it really, you have to work a lot. You have to dip the pen constantly.
Yeah, very cumbersome.
Yeah, you don't have that flow. And I must have heard that some of them used fountain pens, and then I started and I just got hooked to it. So it's and a fountain pens, it's just that simple thing that you can use a fountain pen with the pen rather slanted.
Yes, I've noticed you draw at an angle. Yeah.
So it kind of just fit my sense, and I haven't looked back really. So it just.
Well, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I also love the fountain pen and the ink and all that kind of stuff. And I also love watercolor. I love the fact that you're a traditional artist. I am first and foremost a traditional artist like that. And a lot of people don't know, but you worked in the video game industry for about 10 years. You didn't really draw or anything like that. Did that influence you to perhaps not go digital and just to kind of try to be all traditional, or was it just your workflow that encouraged that?
Yeah, probably because working in the game industry is so
I completely
like so time consuming, and I've been on projects that you work for half a year and then suddenly everything is scrapped,
gone. And
you can also sit and work for on a scene, and suddenly the computer crashed and everything is gone. So it kind of taught me to be patient, but also those things that happens with computers, they never happen to a paper. You can spill ink on it, but it kind of it kind of cured me from using the computer. It's also when working with computers, especially computer games, it's so fixed in time. So if you work on a game and it's maybe 5 years ago, it kind of ages.
Yeah, it has a shelf life. Yeah.
And I think that traditional media has a more more free
Timeless.
from the timestamp, I would say.
Yeah, it's more. I agree. It's more timeless. And also, it's always going to be one of one. And that's something I very much love about that. And it also has the physical input, like you as a person physically put your hands on it. There's something special about that, something significant about that.
And a lot of people think it's kind of magical, especially seeing the process. It can be fascinating seeing it on the computer, but the computer, it's not the same. I think in my thing. I know this. It's very practical to use a computer, so I understand that it's a great tool, but for me, it's no traditional all the way.
Yeah,
and it's also I really like that sense that my work is always it's the best if you have it. It always looks best in life. It's always when scanning it, it's always just looks worse. So when people see it in real life, it's always
like wow, yeah, it's very tactile and it really reaches out and grabs you. A lot of people may or may not know, but you have some degree of color blindness, and so when you use the watercolors, how do you deal with that? I know that you said you separate your red from your green and you keep them apart. And do you have a system, or what colors can you not see? Or
I think I can see or the color. I kind of taught myself to see it, but sometimes it's like it's the reds and the green, it's the blue and the lilacs, and it's I get really bad I'm not self-assured when it comes to color. So if someone, can you use more bold colors? No, I can't. I have my but for me, I like watercolors because I used to just do black and white stuff. So it was really the watercolors kind of works because I don't really can control it perfectly. But now I kind of I think I did one commission work and I actually make all the faces green. So I think I have some kind of systems now. So yeah.
Well, it's very interesting you say that because the physical media allows for, people are going to want to say mistakes, but they're not really mistakes because they become part of the artwork. And I heard you talk about that. And I often thought about, it's like if you're on a trapeze and you can fly, you can't really ever fall because you work those mistakes into your artwork and they become part of the characteristics of it.
Yes.
Is that how you feel about that?
Yeah. There's always people that say, are you not afraid of making mistakes? And for the first, I seldom have a kind of fixed plan for my drawings. It's just whatever. I don't have the image in my head. It's whatever happened. So they're filled with mistakes, but it's kind of no one knew what the plan was. So it doesn't really matter. And I think it's the small mistakes that makes it like kind of human.
100%. 100%. I completely agree. Not only that, but it makes it memorable. Like if it's something is asymmetrical, not only in the values or the shapes, but in another way, like in a storytelling or something like that. It adds that surprise of truth that it really sticks in people's minds. It's fantastic, and a lot of people might not know, but your drawings, you go straight into pen on all your drawings, and I saw that
when I do commission, I have to do pencil sketches.
A thumbnail.
Yeah.
Well,
But my personal stuff is always directly with ink.
yeah, and you could spend up to 100 hours on a drawing. And you said you saw it in one interview that you don't want to draw it twice. Once you're done, you're ready to move on and you're ready to go on to the next. And it is that process of life is kind of what you allow it to flow through you, and that's what you're after. Is that what excites you? Is that always on to the next one?
Yeah. It's I kind of I have a hard time like working with a lot of drawings on the same time. It's like one drawing, it's like poison. I have to get it out of my system.
Yeah. Do you have? Would you say you're compulsive or that whatever that OC obsessive compulsive? Do you have a little bit of that, or are you just extremely attention to detail?
I would not say I have obsessive.
Okay.
It's um,
It's just something inside of you have to get out. You have to get it on the paper. You have to get the conclusion.
yeah, yes. I don't really know, but it's I kind of enjoy doing all the small idiot stuff. Sometimes
Uh,
it's like I'm obsessive in certain ways. If I do like a machinery, I need all the cables to kind of be connected in the right way. I can't have a cable that suddenly stops. It needs
yeah.
that's probably obsessive, I would say.
Or are you just
But
it's just order. You like order, right?
yes, yes, it's some kind of order in all the madness, I would say.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, there's definitely a balance. You do a fantastic job of juggling many balls, in the visual arts realm, and at the same time, because every single one of your drawings is striking. And they also have little jokes, and I love the fact that you make the viewer look for the punchline. Is that something that you just came to your mind? I know you said you were normally funny, and which is funny to me because you seem so reserved at times. But I
Yeah,
can
it's
imagine you have.
when age hits you,
Yeah, yeah.
and a lot of being the funny guy, you kind of need to have
A
someone to
sidekick. Yeah,
bounce.
sidekick.
Yeah, and it's sometimes it's kind of uh, a certain amount of meanness to the comedy.
Yeah, a
So
little bit of
for
sarcasm.
me, yeah, but I can still be funny, but I tend not to not that often anymore. No, it's like when I sit and draw, suddenly there comes, oh, this would be funny, and I add it. So it's like and often it's the last little funny idea that kind of closes the whole drawing. So for me, it's doesn't always happen, but for me, it's on the best occasion, it's like a stream of small funny things that
Yeah.
I kind of add to the drawing.
Do you now? I know you spend a ton of time drawing, and I remember there was one interview where the person asked how many hours you spend drawing, and you said it's more like how many hours do I not draw. When do you find time to find? Do you follow comedians, or are you drawn to comedy, or do you just
No,
it's just in your mind?
that part is mostly in my mind, but I kind of uh, when I'm traveling, I see things that I kind of store up. Uh, no, it's something that just kind of when I'm lucky it happens, but sometimes it doesn't happen. So it's you never know, and that's
Yeah,
kind of
you
what I
have to
enjoy as
trust it.
well.
You have to trust
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever receive ideas like you see it clearly in your mind, like a lightning bolt, and then you get to work, or does that ever happen to you, or do you just kind of
Yes,
methodically kind of go?
when traveling, that it can happen. That I kind of this is something I really want to do, and I kind of when I travel, I can do a little on the last page of the sketchbook. I can write down small ideas because it's so much input when I travel, and I can't do all the drawings. And often when I travel, I have to do a lot of maybe have a workshop or something. So I don't really have that time to draw, but I really enjoy stacking it up. So I get a lot of ideas when traveling. I really enjoy that part.
Do you have a separate notebook that you write down your ideas in, or you just kind of keep them in your mind?
I used to do it on the end of my regular sketchbooks. Now I think I have a document on my mobile phone, so I kind of have just one or two words. So when I was in Japan last, I had a collection of yeah, things I wanted to do, but the schedule was so hectic I didn't really have that much time to finish them all.
Yeah, if people don't know, Mattias, he travels all over the world. He goes to all kinds of different conventions. He's an international illustrator. He's worked for all kinds of companies, all kinds of, including Disney, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. He's contributed to many magazines, The New Yorker, a lot of other ones. I have all that information down in the links below. And so he's constantly on the travel. And when he's on the travel, he's building up his sketchbooks. And you said at one point that you have multiple sketchbooks going at the same time. How many sketchbooks? I imagine you have like piles of sketchbooks. Is that what it's like, or do you know?
Yeah, I prefer to have one sketchbook, but I have larger ones. But, all my sketchbook has been at my publisher for 3 or 4 years, so it's been a long process making the next book. But now I'm having an exhibition in the south of Sweden, and then about 30 sketchbooks will be
Wow,
on the exhibition.
that's incredible.
So
Is this one of your first exhibitions, or have you had other exhibitions with your sketchbooks
I
before?
had no, yes, I had the sketchbook has been some sketchbooks have been on exhibition. I have had exhibitions, but this is the largest. I always I've been selling off my like original pieces during my career. Now I feel a little fortunately, but it's been able to pr produce a lot of money. So, but this is the largest exhibition, and I haven't really had shows in Sweden, so it's I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's quite a tremendous accomplishment. Congratulations to you on that. That's fantastic. I wish I was over there. I would come get some chocolate and then go to your exhibition for sure. Well, what date is that? So if people that are in the area or in
It,
Europe, they can come see it.
yeah, it's in the end of January to middle of May, I think.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you have more information about that, I'll definitely put all that information in the bio, in the link below, so that people can go and research it and all that kind of stuff. And if they can
Yeah,
make their
it's
way,
a
that'd be fantastic.
yeah, yeah, it's a long way. Sweden's really off the beaten path, but it's a specific museum just focusing on drawing. So it's a kind of unique museum. Uh, Drawing has always kind of it doesn't have the same status as like the fine arts, but it's
Well, I understand that, and I understand too that you said that you don't necessarily look at your art as fine art. Of course I do. I think it is. I think it's fantastic. I think anything that transports the viewer and resonates with them inside of themselves is fine art itself. It doesn't have to be an oil painting.
it's
It doesn't have to be a Sorolla or a John Singer Sargent or whatever. You had a background in graphic design. Did you have any academic drawing at all, or did you just all these hours, hundreds of thousands of hours, just you self-taught artist? Is that the way it was?
yeah. Yeah, we had some like oil paintings and color theory and life drawing, but it was just focused on graphic design. My master's uh, fine arts. So yeah, no, I'm self-taught, and I think it's. I'm not sure. For me, I think uh, everything that I kind of learned is more like self-taught, but I think it's more how I teach and how I learn stuff. So it's but the for me it was good to have the time for 4 or 5 years to study. So the time was more important than the actual
Yeah.
what we got.
Yeah, I often say, as I learn more about you, I say you're like the Rocky Balboa of the artists. And I don't know if you know who Rocky Balboa is, but he was a fighter in movies. Are you familiar with Rocky
Yeah.
Balboa? Yeah, and because
Yes.
you kept going, and you're a testament to everyone else who's an artist. That wow, this is incredible. One of the things you said in one of your other interviews was, you said, I don't know, don't listen to advice of old men, and that made me laugh so hard when you
Yeah.
said that. And can you elaborate on that? That was incredible.
Yeah, and then when I gave that interview, I was not as old as I am now, so yeah, it's even
Yeah,
truer. Yeah,
I see the irony there.
yeah. No, it's very hard to give advice, I think, because when I start, if someone asks me what should I do, it's like I think it's completely different now. When I started for real 20 years ago, so it's I wouldn't know how to do it now. So it's
Well, I
a
agree
good,
with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, and I think perhaps it's the wrong question that the people are asking, because maybe the more apropos question should be, how do I light the fire inside of myself as an artist?
yeah,
Would you
yeah,
agree with that? We all have
yeah,
different paths, and the paths are
yes,
constantly changing. But how
yeah,
do I light the fire?
yeah.
Do you remember the first time you were validated as an artist by a third party? And what I mean by that is, like, the first time maybe you got paid, or the first time you won a competition, or the first time something happened. And I know that you said that you took the leap in 2017 to be a freelance illustrator. What was it that gave you that hope, or that I think maybe I can do this?
2007. I think it was more like that was really a gut feeling. I just because I had restarted work at I used to work at the Sweden's largest game company, and I had worked in another city for a couple of years while my kid were small, and then I restarted this, and I just worked for 1 week, and it just I couldn't go on. So to me, it was like just the gut suddenly. No, no, you have to leave. So it was like I kind of had started getting commission work, but it was not at a livable
Yeah, a
level. But
wage, livable wage.
it
Yeah.
was just a jump into the unknown. So it was really like crazy. And to go back to that, when I was first validated, I won a illustration competition when I was maybe 10 years old, but I didn't really think that much about it. I think for me, I started 2007, and I think I got contacted by the New York Times in 2011,
Wow,
early
that's
2012.
incredible. Did they email you,
Yeah,
phone call?
no email, and I was in France at a festival, so I couldn't take that first commission. But for me, but they made me later on again. But for me, it was like that was a kind of validation for me to get it.
100%.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like it's not like super good money or anything, but it's like
Recognition.
yeah, and it's something that you can kind of tell your mother.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always used the metaphor that, if you have the best mousetrap, people will come to beat a path to your door. Kind of thing. And I use a little bit of an updated version. If you sell the best cocaine, people will beat a path to your door. And so that kind of is a reflection upon you and your artwork. Is that they just emailed you out of the blue. Did you have an agent, or do you have an agent at that time, or did you acquire an agent?
No, I didn't have an agent then. I got an agent later on, and then I got rid of it. So, yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, yeah. Get rid of that bullshit. For many people that
No,
don't know,
no, I can still kind of miss it sometimes because when you start talking about money with clients, it's always it
difficult.
leaves
Yeah.
a kind of a bitter taste in your mouth, and it's nice to leave that part to another. But it's as my kind of career, I couldn't find a place for an agent. But it's like if you're searching for an agent, you will not get an agent. But suddenly, so I enjoyed having an agent at those a couple of years. So it was a good experience. But then other stuff happened, and I got more like money kind of rolls in anyway, so I don't really need it.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't know, but I believe you fulfill, like you ship this book, right? You put this book together, or do you outsource that?
No, I have a publisher who is really good at designing books, and he's making the next book, 10 years in the making. So it's coming out soon, and I'm also making 3 like facsimiles of 3 sketchbooks for the exhibition. But I kind of put all my online shop at permanent vacation mode because of the sanctions, so I can't ship. To
the tariffs. You can't ship to the U.S. Yeah. I got this book just before that happened, and I even have my little note. From you, and I wanted to say thank you for that. One of the things that I think is fascinating that you do is you do a lot of self-portraits. Can you give some insight as to why you do that? I think it's fascinating.
It kind of put a broader narrative streak to all the drawings, kind of mixing them together. And it's also for me when I really don't feel like drawing, or don't really feel that I have any creativity, I can always start with myself. And I kind of think probably my drawn persona lives a happier life. He's more like happy, and he doesn't worry about things. So I live my dream life in my drawing.
I didn't realize.
Yeah, so when I get to like in Asia, people are really disappointed that I'm not fat.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't
Why
exactly.
Are you not fat?
Yeah, I didn't know it was you at first until you said those are all your portraits, and then I had to go back and open the book and look at it some more and be like, oh, that's you. Yeah. And then it made me laugh so much because I remember as a child that I would do little portraits of myself, and so I think to myself, wow, that's incredible. I want to do that again, And so you lit the fire a little bit with that for me, and I was like, wow, that's fantastic. And I imagine that when people like you do, you used to do, I don't know if you still do in-person workshops, but when they show up, they say, how come you're so thin? What, did you lose weight? What happened?
It's more fun to draw yourself a little. And
Right. And you do like a lot of fun stuff where you exaggerate. Like you do a lot of man of war warships where they don't have like 5 cannons, they have like 35 cannons. And it's a lot of fun. And I was going to look and see if I can find one real quick just to show. But another thing that you said that I thought was very interesting and I liked very, very much was that you said that you don't worry about the great production with your videos. You just kind of try to get it and go. And that's a little bit of a reflection of the humanity that you also incorporate into your artwork. You feel more like you're right here with me, more accessible. And I think that's a fantastic philosophy to have. Did that just come along, or did you think about that deliberately, or?
I think that just happened. To be frank, I'm just surprised that there's so many people that kind of enjoys what I'm doing.
That was my next question. Is that like you say you're so humble, and I was going to ask you, is it because like you want to pinch yourself? I'm in a dream. How did I get here? How did I become successful? I've always drawn like this, so to you it's no big deal. But to somebody like me, when I opened it up, it was like I was immediately transported to a more complex version of my childhood. It felt so familiar. But your worlds and your world building, like for example, this illustration right here, just makes me want to ask the question, what's going on? And it makes me want to. It's a mixture of Where's Waldo and Richard Scarry, and I kind of just search for the storylines inside of that. It's tremendous. Okay, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to give you too many compliments because I know it feels weird. I got you, but I think it's fantastic. Oh, here's some more of those ships, and that's kind of why I'm showing the book like this, because you inspired me. Instead of having slides to show up, I wanted to, just kind of have you right there, and I wanted to show the actual physical book and encourage people to also get a hold of the physical book. I have my next question. I got excited. I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent right there, but I'm just tickled pink to be talking to you, and I really appreciate that. And I was, when you said you would do the interview, I was like, oh my God, he's gonna do the interview, and I'm like, I've been so excited about it. Now, do you find that, like, as you walk the path, that opportunities open to you? Like, for example, I used to be an engineer. You used to be a very, logical, and you probably still are a very logical person. And perhaps you don't want to go through life without a plan. But as an artist, you have to go through life without a plan, and you have to adjust constantly and find the opportunities. But do you find that the path opens to you as you walk? Is that something that you've come to realize, or do you have a plan?
No, but it's kind of now I kind of I earn quite a lot of money, and that has kind of helped.
Is that surprising?
Yes, very surprising, and it also made everything a little bit easier. I don't really have to do like commission work. I don't really feel like doing.
Yeah, you do what you want to do.
Yeah, no, I still have to do the things that produce the money, but I've been it's been really for me very surprising to be able to make a really good living doing this. It's just a big surprise, and I'm very happy that so many people kind of enjoy what I'm doing.
Well, that's the real payoff, isn't it? Is that the fact that what you produce is really attractive and really valuable, even to somebody like me, all the way across the world in California. And I picked up this book, and I said, I got to talk to this guy. I gotta tell him thank you first and foremost. And thank you for your work, and thank you for sticking to it, like Rocky Balboa. I bet your wife is pretty happy because I bet was she very supportive when you said, hey, my love, I'm going to leave my stable job and take a risk, and now it has paid off. And so such a relief. If you care to make a comment on that, of course you don't have to. If
she's an artist as well, so it's we're two freelance.
Oh, is she an artist as well?
No, she's more like a fine artist. So I can't remember. I think we are very happy, both of us, because she's successful as well. So I can't remember when I stopped my job what she said.
Oh, really? Yeah. So she must have been pretty supportive. If you don't remember any big fights or anything like
probably,
that. Like, what are you doing?
No, it wasn't like that, because as she is an artist herself, so she kind of understood, I think. So.
Well, that's fantastic. That's tremendous. Were your if I could ask, did your siblings pursue a creative lifestyle, or are they more of a traditional, like a 9-to-5?
I have a twin sister, and she worked with the children books on the designing children books. So she kind of had a creative career as well.
Wow! So your mom had a very significant impact. That is incredible.
Yeah, probably. And my father was really a funny guy. So
that's where you get your sense of humor. I can tell.
And I think he played so much with us growing up. He took us to technical museums and science museum, and we had lots of fun. We played cards, and he was kind of a child until he died. So it's also taught me to not look at the world in that super serious way, I guess.
That's a fantastic how the marriage of your mother and your father, their influence came together. In your work, your comedy
Yeah,
and then the visual arts. That's incredible. Is that also where you got your great hair from your dad?
yes, yeah.
I'm just
I
trying
think
to.
he lost his hair even earlier, but it's like it was constantly. I knew what was coming.
Yeah, yeah. As you grow as an artist, do you find that did you find it to be a lonely path? Do you find that you grow past many of the people that you used to encounter, or is it a very, I guess, fruitful or friendship related path? Or
It's more like, especially when I travel, it's like meeting uh, your true tribe, meeting other artists
yes,
because you have the same. So for me, that was really surprising that the kind of you feel more akin to the artists you meet when you travel and than the population in the rest of your country. So for me, it's wonderful to travel and meet other artists. So
yeah,
um,
I felt the same. There's a magnitude of sensitivity and empathy that is significantly greater with other artists, and you doesn't matter what the language is. You gel together as people.
yeah. It's of course a plus if you can understand each other, but it's you have kind of a shared language. But it's always it's at the same time it's like a triumph, but it's also unfortunately on some levels it can be you're on different levels. So that's
Competitive,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, but that's
I've had my fair share of knives in the back too. I totally get that.
okay.
I think do you love coffee? I watched a video where you talked about coffee. Are you a big coffee drinker? Do you have a favorite coffee?
Yeah, I enjoy coffee. I enjoy like Italian espresso and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I
What
like,
do you,
yeah.
do you call it fava or how do you say? I saw a video where
I'm
you
not.
said
I'm not sure. I'm not that good at.
no, yeah, no. I was just curious because you were talking about coffee. I was like, oh wow, maybe he's like a big coffee guy. What other things do you like to do? Do you like to cook? Are you pretty much only draw? Do you like to read philosophy?
No,
How else
no.
do you?
I enjoy like drinking good wine and good champagne and eating good. I used to enjoy cooking. I still do it, but I prefer eating out. But otherwise. Like drawing takes a lot of my time. If it's meeting other artists, it's wonderful. But like going out to a party where I have to like mingle and
Yeah,
meet
it's
like
terrible. Yeah,
people
it's
that is not
terrible.
part of my tribe, it's like I hate explaining what I do to people that don't really understand. It's like the it's too much explaining, and when you have that possibility that people really enjoy what you do, and that then you have to explain to someone who doesn't know, it's like it's not worth it. So, um,
Yeah, it's very much like
but
stubbing your toe. It's like just like
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Well, you're not going to understand my lifestyle. You're not going to understand my
yeah,
motivations. You're not going to
yeah,
understand my philosophies. But nice to meet you. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I completely understand that. Have you ever tried any other mediums beside watercolor? Like, have you tried
Uh,
acrylic or oil and you just didn't like them, or
I think
is
I did. I when I tried to, I took like evening classes when I was young, like doing like they call it try point and stuff like that. And I guess as a really young, I probably got oil paintings from my mother. But it was always the ink line and the watercolors that worked best for me.
uh, um, now you have shipped to over 85 countries. Your work is all over the world. You said in a previous interview that it was surprising. You said that you shipped one to a rare Caribbean island where there's only 1,000 people, and it's your most per capita
Yeah.
Your
I think I
biggest
bought 2 or 3 books, so it's like it's probably the place to go for me.
yeah, it's your biggest fan base right there per capita.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's tremendous. It's fantastic. Does that bring a delight to you? I mean, it must, right? Do you have a big map and you put pins in all the little countries where your
I,
stuff
I
goes,
had
and
planned
you're
to,
taking
I had
over the
planned to do
world?
it. Yeah, no, I had planned to do it, but I think I have lists somewhere with all the countries listed. But no, I should do that. I should do it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and or even perhaps a little, if I could influence a little drawing of something like that with all the maps, and you're taking over the world and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would probably do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's okay. You can
Yeah.
shout me out and say, "Hey, Ray, thank you." But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's tremendous. It's fantastic. Now you said that sometimes you use music to get in a drawing state of mind, and of course I'm like, what music do you listen to? Is it classical? Is it heavy metal? Is it pop? Is it Britney Spears? Tell me it's not Britney Spears.
Now it's more like electronic,
It's like techno,
like
like house
yes,
music.
techno house, something that is like have a certain kind of beat. So it's
Kind of, yeah.
I listen to a lot like rock as well, but when I draw, I prefer to have groove-based things. So it's it kind of works best for me.
And is it high energy, like a high energy house beat, or is it kind of a chill, low
No,
level?
no,
Or
it's more. Uh,
because I can imagine you fist pumping, like drawing, like yeah, yeah.
Now it's uh, when I grew up, music was such a big part of my life. Now it's more like I listen to music and I kind of I fall in love with certain songs. So I kind of have a rotating list that I kind of, and it constantly some songs get pushed up, and I don't remember the artist that much anymore. But I kind of, oh, that's a good, and I put it in my list, and it's
Yeah,
actually I
randomized.
could
Yeah.
probably put it in a list, all the music, but
Well, I
it's
think people would get excited about that. They're like, "Oh, I gotta listen to
yeah.
Matthias's list of
Yeah,
music,
well,
bro."
I will do a list and put it on my Q&A on my blog. I think so
Yeah.
that's a good thing
Well,
because it's so
maybe you'll be a DJ.
maybe not.
Yeah, no, I'm just teasing. I'm just kidding with you.
No, it would be uh, yeah, it would be cool. But yeah,
Now, you also do in-person workshops, and you said it's very difficult to teach somebody or to explain your methodology because it is more of an experience. And we had touched on that earlier, where really they should be trying to light the fire from within so that they can go have their own experience, and that's really what you're trying to communicate. But you do have workshops that people. Do you still do the workshops, or not so much anymore?
when I get invited and someone asks me to do a workshop, I do it. So it's always I really think stepping out of your comfort zone, and they're always very popular. So it's and I done a lot of things myself, giving them. So if someone asks, and I just go. So it's never something that I really think about not doing. So it's I do enjoy it, but I have it's like what I do is I sit in front of a blank paper and I start drawing,
Yeah, it's
and that's
perfect.
so it's but
Now,
it's more it's more like spreading the positive vibe and also getting people to kind of enjoy what they're doing. So it's so much when you start out, you're so critical, self-critical. Oh, it's not good, it's not good. But getting over that stage, I think, is really important, and not just enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't do it.
no, I agree. I think many people have the wrong focal point. They're too focused on the art rather than the experience, or
Yeah.
in that, and you have to enjoy it. When you are having fun, that means you're being creative. And you have to, that critical eye or that super ego that wants to tell you you're bad, you got to lock that in a hole. And then you have to have that schedule, don't you? You have to have that schedule where you keep yourself locked in so your ship, your man of war, with all of its cannons, goes in the right direction. That's super critical. Go on. Did you want to elaborate on any part of that?
No, it's. I think you put it right, quite good. The Man of War.
Well, I love the Man of War. I mean, when you put him in there, and I'm looking through it, that's one of my favorite things that you draw. Of course, everything that you draw is tremendous and significant. And I even love the part with the little crease down the middle of the sketchbook. Because in my sketchbooks, I got the same crease, and I'm like, it's like I look at you, I see a reflection of myself, and I'm, something familiar. Obviously, not a reflection. I'm not as good as what you do, but I get excited about it. It enlightens me and it excites me. What are some of the influences? I know that you said the Newmans when you were a youth in French comic books, and Richard Scarry to some extent. But were there any other significant influences that really got you excited as a youngster, or perhaps when you were in 2017? And was there anything that, maybe it didn't influence your artwork, but it encouraged you and you said, oh, wow, I like what he's doing, or I like what she's doing, or something along those lines?
I started like blogging in 2006, and there was a lot of artists that did that as well during that period, and I kind of got inspired by that scene because it was such a small scene and everyone was like so supportive. But I really can't remember all the artists that were part of that. It's more like it was more the actual time and the way they just posted stuff each day that kind of inspired me to kind of start, and also daring to post stuff showing it, because it's not a given that you enjoy sharing your work, especially when it's not like super slick or finished in any sense. So I kind of got really, for me that was really important, that kind of openness to share, and
that vulnerability, that raw nature. It's very inviting. You are very inviting in that capacity, even to be as generous to share an hour with me now. I really appreciate that. We're coming up to the top of the hour, so I want to respect your time. I'd love to talk to you again at a later date, maybe in the new year or something like that. But you also have an online workshop, and I wanted people to be aware of that. They can go ahead and, is that something that you still promote? Because I have it down in the links.
No, not really. It was, for me, it was came and went. It came when directly when the Corona strike struck. So I was in Madrid and did the first one, and I think when I got home, everything was shut down, and during quite a long time, it was probably the only one that was newly produced that worked. So it sold like crazy, and a lot of people have taken it. So for me, it was a great
uplift, support,
uplift, yes, and
buoy of the spirit.
In the beginning, I gave comments on everything, but it's like I think I comment on 60,000 questions.
That's crazy. It takes all your time. Now, do you have do you have a team, or is it just you doing it? No,
it's just me. No, it's I do everything. So
so this wasn't your assistant that did this. It's a genuine. No. I got to frame this. I got to frame it. Yeah, Thank you so much for your time. You're a tremendous talent, a tremendous inspiration to other artists. You're the Rocky Balboa of artists, my friend. And I'm going to play a little bit of a clip as we leave of one of your sketchbooks, so people can see that. And I just wanted everybody to get to know you, because you're such a tremendous person. And I'm sorry I've given too many compliments. I'll try to stop that. But as I researched you, I know it feels weird, doesn't it? It feels strange. But as I researched you and learned more about you, I was like, people have to know about him. I need to tell more people about this kind of stuff. So is there any final thoughts that you'd like to leave with people, or they can follow you on X? And I have all that stuff down below in the description. I have all your links in the description, your website, all of that kind of stuff. So is there anything you would like to leave us with? Perhaps what your favorite wine is, or something like that. Maybe your favorite chocolate, or maybe you don't eat chocolate. I don't know.
I always enjoy like a good champagne or just sparkling wine. That's it's always.
What's your favorite champagne? Do you have a favorite, perhaps?
No, I don't have. It's like anything goes. It's I'm a cheap.
Is that your little delight? You know, your little, when nobody's around, you're gonna get some champagne, or is it like for me?
No. For me, it's a social thing. So it's I tend not to drink.
Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
I completely understand that. Well, Mattias, I'm going to say thank you, and I appreciate your generosity and your fantastic time. And bro, it was just so fun and so encouraging. And everybody,
nice. Yeah.
Go buy all his stuff, man. His stuff is fantastic. All of the links are in the down below. Follow him, and it's fantastic. Now, Mattias, I'm going to go ahead and play the outro, but I'll talk to you for just a second afterwards, if that's okay with you. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.